Hey riders, it's Sgt Ryan Austin with Advanced Rider Training. I'm just outside of Vail, Colorado, and on about a 5,000 kilometer, 3,100 mile trip going from southwestern Ontario out to Vancouver Island, British Columbia. This area here is always one of my favorite areas. A little bit chilly on parts of this ride, but it's just absolutely spectacular. You look behind me there at what we have, and we're starting to warm up here now as we're coming in. We're just outside of Vail. But I wanted to touch on something else. I'm out doing this ride and having this sort of epic adventure. I've always told people there's a real zen for me when I'm riding. People would say, well, why are you riding so far? Why are you riding by yourself? And I've always really enjoyed that. I love riding with friends and other riders, but I've always really enjoyed just being out there riding. And the mileage part, it's not that I'm trying to do a lot of miles, it's just the way that I ride, and it's very zenful for me to be out and riding, and it's really has me contemplating and thinking about lots of things. One of the things that I just want to sort of touch on is, as a first responder, I've got a lot of friends and colleagues as first responders, whether it's police, fire, ambulance, our emergency medical technicians in the hospital, our veterans that are suffering from PTSD or have suffered from PTSD and are still, sort of have some of those after effects. And I think it's really important, for those of us in the industry to talk to each other and make sure that that others are doing well. I've always sort of said, when you're a first responder, nobody gets out unscathed. So check up on your fellow colleagues, and those of you who aren't first responders, check on those that are friends and family, people that that are in those, and see how they're doing. Sometimes just having people call them and check on them and just ask them how they're doing, instead of asking them about, hey, what's the craziest story you got in the last little while. Maybe ask them how they're actually doing. Makes a really big difference, right? I've seen all kinds of responses from officers, but also from departments that have done a great job, and departments that have done an absolutely horrible job with members who are suffering. And it's like something out of a Hollywood movie. You can't believe that they could act that badly and hurt their members. So it's up to us to reach out to those that we know and raise some awareness about PTSD. We've had a really hard time, in the last year in Ontario, and a couple other places, with first responders with PTSD and suicide. So really want to get some awareness out there and get people talking about it and talking with the people that they know, and making sure they're okay. And if you got some advice for them, tell them to get out and ride. Look at this. Okay, ride safe.